Welcome to the Date with Confidence podcast, a place to come for dating advice, support, and stories that'll either fill you with hope or relief that your dating experience wasn't as bad as it could have been. With practical episodes that'll provide you with easy to implement tips to help you feel confident AF on your next date, alongside lighthearted catch-ups where your host Rebecca, that's me by the way, shares her own experience dating after 4 years of the single life. You are guaranteed to end each episode feeling less alone in your dating struggles, empowered to never settle again, and confident that the best is yet to come. And if it all falls to shit, there's a special first season dedicated to breakups. You are welcome, my friend. Subscribe, review, and share with your single friends. When I was younger, the things that were important to me about being in a relationship were a lot different to the things that I'm now thinking about now that I'm in my 30s and I'm getting older. When I was younger, it was very much about the chemistry that I had with someone, how they made me feel, how, I suppose, like obsessed I was with them. And when I think back to my two like big loves, there was something that I haven't really considered much until this point in my life, and that was how I would do anything for them in terms of like, if they were ill, I would have wanted to take care of them. And these feelings, these thoughts are coming from, at the moment, I'm going through a really rough time with my granddad. He's been ill for about 4 years now, and it is the last couple of weeks he has been in hospital, and essentially they've said there's nothing that he can do. So he's about to come home. I'm actually recording this in their kitchen, waiting for delivery of the equipment that's gonna support him through like the end of his life. And it's been a really rough couple of weeks since he went into hospital, and now this chapter is about to get even rougher because he's now under palliative care. As I said, there's nothing more that can be done, so it's gonna be a really shit few weeks, to be perfectly honest. But it's made me think, like, seeing the way that my nan has cared for him, seeing the way that my nan's been there every day. Like, I mean, I've obviously been there every day, but I want to talk about like their relationship specifically here. The way that she's shown up for him, especially over the last 4 years since his health has really deteriorated. She literally does everything for him. Like, he's on oxygen 24/7 now and has been for a couple of years. He can't move. Well, now he's never going to be able to get out of bed again because his oxygen and heart rate drops, or his blood pressure drops too low that he just collapses. And up until he went into hospital, she was doing everything for him, bathing him, dressing him, cooking for him, like getting him everything that he needed. And it's really made me reflect on the type of relationship that I want. And it's something that I now think about when I'm dating someone. If I am not prepared to care for someone, it's not even about being prepared. If I don't have the desire to take care of someone at that level, I know that they're not right for me. And I thought about this with my last ex specifically. We were together for 5 years, officially 7.5, like sleeping together, whatever. But whenever he was ill, or if anything had happened, I would have done anything for him. I would literally have done anything for him, and I was very prepared to support him through anything. And likewise, not likewise, but I was thinking about this earlier, like my best mate broke his back just after he turned 30, just in New Zealand. It was like a freak accident, broke his back, paralysed from the chest down. And he hadn't been dating his partner for that long. I'm sure it was like less than a year that they'd been together. Yet she has stayed by him. She has been there to support him through this like life-altering accident. She stood by him every step of the way. She cared for him, nursed for him, was there for him emotionally. They've now got a beautiful house, 2 lovely children, wonderful dog. Like, they're like okay. I mean, obviously it's shitty that he's got to spend the rest of his life in a wheelchair, but the way that she was able to show up for him, that's the love that I want. If I am not in a space where I desire to care for someone on that level, then I know that they're not for me. Like, I think when you're younger, you have this idea that love is this like romantic, it's all about the good times, isn't it? It's all about the amazing dates and what you build together and the wonderful holidays you have and the wedding that you have and all the amazing memories you create. And none of us focus on the hard times and what it would be like to be with someone through literally the worst moments of your life and even the end of your life. I watch a lot of videos on social media. Obviously they come up in my feed, don't they? Like, you see like videos where partners are going through like cancer treatments or bad diagnoses or life-altering changes, and then you see the way that their partner shows up for them. That's the love that I want now. God forbid, like, touch wood, I'm fine, I'm healthy. Like, obviously none of us want anything bad like that to happen to us. None of us sit there and go, oh, I wish I ended up with a terminal illness, or I wish I ended up in a wheelchair. Like, none of us think that. But God forbid, if anything like that happened, I want to be with someone who would care for me on that level and who would have the same desire for me that I would have to care for them. I'm like honestly really waffling a lot. I know that because I'm in a real weird state of mind with everything that's been going on. It's like I'm grieving before I'm about to grieve with my granddad, so it's a lot. But these are the things that I'm thinking about in these moments when I look at their relationship. And I mean, Nan was 17 when they got married. That's and she's now, I don't know, 75, 76, I think. She spent like so many years of her life, and obviously granddad as well, like they have spent the majority of their lives together, and now the way that they care for each other, I mean the way that granddad cared for Nan before he was poorly as well, not in terms of like, she's had a few operations over the years and stuff that she's needed caring for, but the way that they love each other so much through literally the worst times and the hardest moments. And the same with my best mate and his partner, like the way that they have loved each other and cared for each other and supported each other through the worst. Like, that's what I want. It's all very well having the amazing ups and the highs and the holidays and the weddings and the marriage, or not marriage, well, you know what I mean, like the creating the memories. It's all very well having those amazing things that, yes, we all desire. But I also think now, like, I want to be with someone where we can have a love that is supportive and caring and nurturing, and the kind of love where it's not about the glamorous stuff. It's about the, like, if I give birth and I can't get up off the sofa, or if I'm struggling with postnatal depression, or depression without even being pregnant, like if I'm going through something and I just cannot function, I want the kind of love where my partner's going to be there and he's going to be there to support me and look after me and not see me as a massive inconvenience. Likewise, if they are going through something, I want to be able to be that support. And I think it's such a beautiful part of love that we don't think about, like loving each other and supporting each other through the worst things of your life, the worst moments of your life. So yeah, it's kind of I'm going to revisit my relationship standards and expectations. I share a lesson about this in the confidence course, and I revisited this at the start of the year, or like middle of the year, when I was dating the guy that I was seeing at the start of the year, and I realised that he actually didn't fit some of the standards that I have for a relationship. My standards are my non-negotiables, and my expectations are my like nice to haves, kind of would be cherries on top kind of things. But I think now when I do this work to really call in the person that I want to be with forever, one of the things that I want to write down on my wish list, and I think it's important that we have wish lists, is that they have that desire to build a deeper love than just enjoying the happy moments. I want someone who's going to be in it, in the worst moments, in the thick of it. Like, I've heard from so many people who've been in relationships where the shit is going on for them and they are struggling so much and their partner's just not helpful in the slightest. I don't want that. I want a teammate. I want a team player. I've said this before, like, I want someone who is equally as invested in us building a life together and us supporting ourselves through the worst and through the best times. I thought I'd just share what I had been thinking about the last couple of weeks, because I haven't been dating for a little while. And in this downtime where I genuinely just don't have the capacity. I downloaded Hinge. Well, actually, that's a lie. I never deleted Hinge when I was seeing the other guy. I just didn't go on there. But I've been on Hinge for the last few months, and every now and then I'll dip my toe in and I'll have conversations with people. But I don't have the capacity to date at the moment. I have too much going on in my life, with specifically at this point with Granddad being poorly, and I don't want to waste the last moments of his life trying to date someone. I'm not in a headspace to show up and be happy and cheery when I'm my world is about to crumble around me. It's just not my vibe at the moment. Yeah, sure, it would be great to meet someone. It'd be great to have someone support me through my grief, but I have zero desire to make an effort with anyone at all right now. So as I'm using this time away, I'm using this time away from dating to also reflect more on the things that I want and on the things that I don't want, and hone my desires even more. I feel like this happens all the time. After every dating experience, after every relationship, after every situationship, it gives me an opportunity to get even tighter around what I actually want and to get clearer on the kind of love that I'm calling into my life, rather than just I hope he's hot and I hope we get on. Which is just so basic. That's so 18-year-old me, hot and rich and tall. Now I'm just no, I'm really specific on the person that I want to come into my life, and I'm so comfortable in my own skin. I'm so comfortable being single. It is going to take someone really special for me to allow them into my life and for me to say, do you know what, I'm happy to give up this contentment with life for a new person to share that life with me. And it's nice to be at this place, because I'm not in a space where I'm I need to date, I need to have a boyfriend, I need to start thinking about settling down. I'm getting past it because I'm 33, I'm going to be 34 in December. But I'm not in that worried state of I need to do these things because it's getting too late for me or anything like that. So yeah, that's all I wanted to share right now. So thanks so much for listening to my waffling, and I will see you in the next one. Thanks so much for listening to the Date with Confidence podcast. I hope you've enjoyed this episode. Subscribe, rate and review, and share it with your single friends.